All right, let's talk tools. Forget everything on your belt for just a minute, because the most important tool you have is right between your ears. It's the one thing that can stop an incident dead in its tracks, long before it even happens. We're talking, of course, about situational awareness.
And that really hits home, doesn't it? This isn't about not knowing the safety manual cover to cover. It's about that one moment, that split-second lapse, where you're not fully present. Honestly, the line between a near miss and a tragedy is often just that simple. Someone stopped paying attention.
Hey, if you want to keep that safety mindset sharp, go ahead and subscribe. We're always putting out practical, no-nonsense tips just like this to help keep you safe on the job every single day.
So we hear this term thrown around all the time, right? Situational awareness. But what does it actually mean when you're out there on the floor or on the site? Because trust me, it's a whole lot more than just taking a quick glance around.
This right here breaks it down perfectly. You can think of it as a three-part process. First, you have to actually perceive what's going on. You got to see it. Then you have to understand what it means. What's the risk? And finally, you have to anticipate what could happen next. It's kind of like being a quarterback. You don't just see the defenders, you understand the play, and you anticipate where the hit is going to come from. It's about being proactive, not reactive.
So here's that process again, but simpler. See it, understand it, act on it. This should be a constant loop running in your head all day. You see a frayed cable, you understand it's a shock hazard, you act by reporting it and keeping people away. It's simple, it's effective, and it saves lives.
Okay, so let's look at where this chain gets broken in the real world. We're going to run through 4 really common job site dangers, where just one little breakdown in that see, understand, act cycle can lead to an absolute disaster.
Just picture this for a second. A busy warehouse, it's loud, you're focused on getting from point A to point B. What's the one thing you might not be thinking about? This is a total failure of step 1, see. The operator doesn't see you, and you didn't see them coming. This is a tragedy we hear about way too often, and you know what? It is 100% preventable, with just a little bit of awareness.
Okay, here's another one. You're up high, working near an edge. You're completely dialed in, focused on the task right in front of you. You're in the zone. But what's going on just behind you? That, my friends, is classic tunnel vision. You get so wrapped up in the job that you completely forget where you are, and that one single step back, without even a quick look, can change your life forever. A devastating fall just because you lost the big picture for a moment.
All right, let's talk hot work. You've got your permit, you've got your fire watch, you're all set. You're totally focused on that weld. But what about that pile of cardboard 20 feet away? Or those oily rags someone shoved under a piece of machinery?
This is a failure to check the entire area. Your awareness has to go way beyond the tip of your welding rod. It has to cover every single spot a spark could possibly land. That quick 360-degree scan is sometimes the only thing standing between a regular Tuesday and a massive fire.
And finally, let's talk about the hazard we see everywhere these days. A notification pops up on your phone. You think it's important, so you pull it out for just a second while you're walking through an active site. I mean, what could really go wrong?
Let's be brutally honest here. When your head is down looking at a screen, you are effectively blind and deaf to the world around you. You won't see the forklift, you won't see the spill on the floor, you won't see the piece of rebar sticking out. That text can wait. Your safety absolutely can't.
So you have to ask yourself, why do good, experienced workers get caught by surprise? It's simple, really. Our brains are wired for routine. We get comfortable, we get used to things, and we start to think we know what's going to happen next. We get complacent.
And it's usually not just one thing. It's a perfect storm. Routine is probably the biggest threat. You do a job 1,000 times and your brain just kind of checks out. Then you add in being tired, all the noise, and the pressure to get things done fast, and your awareness just gets worn down bit by bit. Even something as simple as poor communication can create a huge, dangerous blind spot.
The second you think to yourself, I've got this, I don't need to check, is the exact second you've become a danger to yourself and everyone around you. Complacency is the real enemy out here. All right, that's enough about the problem. Let's get into the solution. What can you actually do? Here is a dead simple 5-step scan you can use at the start of every shift or anytime you move to a new work area to hit the reset button on your awareness. Seriously, make this your personal ritual. Before you touch a single tool, just stop for 30 seconds. Look up, look down, look all around. Know how you'd get out if something went wrong. Find that forklift operator and make sure they see you.
Kick those trip hazards out of your way, and for heaven's sake, put the phone in your pocket. 5 tiny things that destroy complacency.
So, let's bring this all home with the single most important takeaway from all of this.
This is everything right here. You can't just flip a switch and decide to be aware when things look dangerous. It doesn't work that way. It has to be a habit. Something you practice every minute of every shift until it's just second nature, like breathing. Think of it as a professional skill, just as important as knowing how to use your tools.
And at the end of the day, it's that simple. This isn't about passing a safety audit or avoiding a write-up. This habit, the habit of just being aware of what's happening around you, is what makes sure you and everybody on your crew get to go home safe. Period.
So that's the real question, isn't it? When you walk out onto that site today, what are you going to see that maybe you would have missed yesterday? If this talk helped you refocus, do us a favor and like it and subscribe for more real-world safety training. We're here to help you stay safe. All right, get out there and have a safe shift.